So I just recently came across a video that asked why the Indian economy is growing so fast, which made me wonder, we've been hearing this for a long time, but let me tell you some of the issues why India is not growing so fast. Anyway, hi guys, if you're new to this channel, give it a subscribe as it would be amazing, and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever we upload new videos like this. Well, it might not seem like a tough job, but it helps us a lot, and with this, let's begin with the video. These are issues that have been pressing the Indian economy for a long time. India was the richest country during the 18th century. Fertile land, a considerable amount of population, a hub for trade between Europe, Africa, and many other nations. India was an amalgamation of kingdoms, and they were not so cooperative, and so during the Bengal Civil War, the rebels asked support from the British East India Company. So at the time, even if the company only wanted to trade, they managed to help, and the rebels won, which aided them in putting a puppet in Bengal. The leader of Bengal then could lose his seat if the Brits wanted to do so, and he complied. This was then used as a tactic to capture all of the Indian subcontinents. The proposal was, if you join the company, you get to rule, or if you don't, we'll take over by force. And the leaders chose to sell their kingdoms out. This would mean that the nation would be a mess. The British would then hold these leaders at gunpoint and make them work for their benefits. This later was fought against by various non-cooperative movements and many other things, and eventually it worked. India declared independence in 1947. The diversity meant that India would fall apart 5 times and be unified 5 times. 1971, when they finally split Bangladesh and Pakistan became an independent country. Well, the prince during those days had no reason to stay after all, and so India decided to implement a central government. The government invested in infrastructure all over the nation. The rich people earned money by owning businesses, and a large area of work meant a large number of transactions. The country is still divided, and it's only holding on because of this sole reason. This is the reason why India is the 3rd largest economy in Asia. Is it also weak? But the damage was done, and India has lost $45 trillion to the British East India Company. There's no doubt India is diverse. There are a lot of religions and classes that bring discrimination, which call for a major disadvantage. There have been a lot of cases where the skilled worker is not selected as they were not through recommendation, and this creates a lot of issues. Productivity is highly challenged and the workforce gets weaker. Now, this might not seem as huge, but imagine 2 recommendations which are stealing seats from a skilled worker in every office in the country. Now, a recent study done during late 2021 showed that 53 million people with a huge female ratio were unemployed, and that was in a population of 1,392 people. This is a huge concern, as it's a world that's fighting for women's equality. Some people are still asking their daughters not to gain any skills as they're going to get married anyway. Now, these people's recommendation is key, be it schools, colleges, or jobs. If you're recommended, you're put first regardless of skills or qualifications. This was a major national program initiated by the government of India, and it meant that the working class would be able to develop skills. The campaign was mainly an initiative to improve the manufacturing infrastructure in the country. The Make in India campaign was creating a huge platform for everyone that has helped a lot of Indians, about 10 million annually, to improve their skills and strengthen their human resource. They've managed to foster an environment that would promote the growth of startups, and the Digital India initiatives also is reaching rural areas to make the internet available, and taking all their services online meant it would help people familiarize themselves with the tech, which includes 23% of the illiterate population. This was a great idea to promote self-sustained business, but the middle class seeks employment. An average Indian middle class, not all but most, work their ass off to gain a good degree, then get a job, ultimately planning for retirement, and to innovate something. You need a natural tendency to solve a problem. This is where Make in India fails. When someone starts a business, no matter how small, they need a helping hand, but they won't be willing to hire most of the time due to distrust, which makes their business very weak. Make in India is mainly for people who are willing to make, and it seems like it's very less. Now, it's very simple psychology. If a man gets a good degree, he won't work for value, but for money. He will not work for quality, but demand, completely ignoring quality. Now, if you see the pattern here, people who want to work leave India and settle in some other countries. It is speculated that each year 2.5 million Indians migrate overseas. Now, these are hardworking people who want to make a difference, and they know corruption and this recommendation won't let their spirit manifest into greatness. Well, these NRI might throw shade at you, but most of them are Uber drivers there because their education was also sabotaged by recommendations. So they rather pay taxes and consume there than here. Marketing plays a huge role too. An average middle-class Indian home is sold on this, the lure of marketing. Now, India ranks second in population, and they're adding 12 million people to the working population every year. This is good news. But how can India produce 12 million jobs every year to help these numbers? Well, Make in India is a good initiative, where they can start businesses and hire people and self-sustain. But here's a trend. India produces 1 million engineers in a year, 67,000 MBBS doctors per year, 60,000 nurses a year. Now, these are the jobs parents persuade their kids to aim for. But in the bigger picture, most of these students would not get a job. Now, of the million engineers, only 3% can get a job, and the remaining are either leaving India or staying at home. Now, this bit just blows my mind, and that's similar for nurses as well. Do you know how many Indian nurses there are in Canada? These people would not even think about becoming an entrepreneur or starting their own business, as the educational system already has made them unable to save, and paying loans will take days. Well, Indians are commended for their natural ability. If you flip the books, most of the important discoveries and inventions are attributed to Indians. Indians are one of the most talented communities in the world, hardworking and dedicated. But these discriminations are contradictory to how the land that preaches spirituality and is known for practices such as divine yoga have come this way. But all of these are gradually improving. And with the status as the second largest populated country, companies like Walmart, Amazon, and many others are paying huge sums to establish a place in the Indian market. There is an uncanny similarity where the economic growth of India is foreseen, but with a nation so divided, it's highly unlikely that it will ever lead to economic advancement. The moral damage the British East India Company has caused is damaging in very subtle ways. As the Prime Minister of India said, the official data doesn't show the true statistics of people working. In the same way, these subtle actions damaging India's economy are overlooked. India has a lot of potential, but these small things are putting a dent in the Indian economy. Sure, India will grow economically. The nation is in capable hands. But these things are very important. To understand the spiritual aspect that India is built upon and integrated through life, growing together as a nation, and not looking upon themselves as a diverse nation will do wonders. So that'll be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had an insightful experience with us today. Comment down below what you think about the whole video, and please subscribe, and we will see you next time on the channel.